Okay, time for our math lesson again. Take a look here. I'm in 1.3 this time. We're going to do our third lesson, and I'm going to go to the eye again so we can see the video. I'm going to pull you in a little bit.
What do you see?
Oh, I see 3 stars. Do you see 3 stars? 1,
There are
2,
stars.
3.
How can you tell how many stars you see?
We already counted them.
You can count them. How many stars are there? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 stars.
There's the number 3.
Now what do you see?
There are still those 3 counters that we've been talking about all week. So we have 1, 2, 3 counters, but the counters are not representing worms today. Who knows what they're representing? You're right, they're representing the stars. Here we go.
Counters. How many counters are there? Let's count to find out.
We always have to count to find out.
1, 2, 3.
Except for you're beginning to know 3 pretty
There
well.
are 3 counters. How is the picture of the counters like the picture of the stars?
There are 3 in each group, aren't there?
There are 3 counters and 3 stars. What number can you see in the dots?
Oh, we're going to practice writing numbers today. And that happens to be the number 3. I want you to notice where this blue dot is. That's where you're going to start making the number. So you're going to start at the top, and we're going to go curve around and curve again to make the number 3.
It is the number 3. What do you think this number will be if you trace it?
It would still be the number 3,
It
wouldn't
will
it?
be the number 3. Where do you start to trace the number?
You already know this.
Start at the blue
Whoops.
dot. Trace around, following the dots. Read the number aloud.
And we can read that number.
It says 3.
It's 3.
Let's also trace the numbers 1 and 2 to learn how to write these numbers. Where do you start to trace the number 1?
There's that blue dot again, and you pull straight
Start
down.
at this dot at the top. Trace down.
That's it for number 1.
What number is this?
That's number 1. Let's go ahead and do number 2 now. Remember to start
This
at the
is
blue
the
dot.
number 1.
Whoops.
Now look at the number 2. Where do you start to trace the number 2? Start at this dot at the top.
You're going to
Trace up
curve
and
around,
across.
slide, and then go
Trace
back.
down. Trace across again.
And we made the number 2.
What number is this?
You can practice in the air with your finger. That's a good way to do it.
This is the number 2. You saw 1, 2, 3 stars. You saw...
We're going to stop right there, kindergartners, and I want you to use your finger in the air, and we're going to practice number 1. So pull straight down for number 1. For number 2, you curve, slide, and then go back. Number 3, you curve around and curve again. Go ahead and practice making 1 in the air, then 2 in the air, then 3 in the air. Great work.